What's happening, YouTube? It's your Rock Combo, aka the Professor on the Sticks. And look, we're at week 9 with an undefeated season. I'm actually on, I believe, a 22 or 23 game win streak right now, something around there, I believe. And we're trying to keep that streak alive, have an undefeated season, and win the Super Bowl. I have a very good opponent I'm going against. He does a really good job of running different counters, weak read options, some strong power, some dives, and then also, you know, the PA end around, which right here, it looks like I'm going to shut down the PA end around. However, he just hits me up with a straight up dot. I really feel like I was containing it pretty well. However, at the very end of the play, I ended up having a terrible user. And then the very next play, he's going to hit me with an 0-1 trap and get down to the 5-yard line. So as I was saying earlier, this guy's mixing up his runs really well. Now Walter Payton is just bulldozing over people at the 5-yard line. But I have Bo, and so hopefully Bo will be able to take me to the promised land. Get a little 2nd and 3, hit him up with a little short crossing around. Then I do my version of the PA end around as well, and am able to get a nice little 4-yard gain. Just try to scramble with Cam right there. Just get a couple yards to make a 3rd and medium or 3rd and short. And then he did a pretty good job on defense, so I just hit my last route, which was a little delay route out of the backfield. Those delay routes are just absolutely money, and they, you know, bail you out of some tough situations. Got a 3rd and inches. I no-huddled and went to the read option. My opponent was able to lock it up. Now we have a 4th and 2. Hit him up with a little curl route, and I get to take it to the crib. You know, that was a crucial play there on that 4th down because I had to keep the pressure on him. As I was down already 7-0, I can't be giving him another possession. Hits me with the drive out. He is in the Saints playbook, and he gets a nice 9-yard gain, 3rd and 1. I'm not going to sell it fully for the run because, you know, he's only at the 30-yard line. No need to run commit like that. So if he picks up the 1st down, he picks up the 1st down, which he does. And look how close I was with Davis from user picking that. Just a slight step behind. And then he no-huddles and goes to verticals and hits me up with a nice little 30-yard completion, and then does a quick pass off the end around. I believe that's what that was. Now we have a 2nd and 5. He's scrambling out with RG3, it looks like, and he's able to get 4 yards. Luckily he didn't fumble. And on 3rd and 2, he ran out of time. However, I feel like he had pretty bad time management at the end of that half. He could have at least been able to run a play on that 3rd and 2. And I throw just a laser in to get to midfield. Bo Jackson is rumbling and tumbling and breaking tackles and saying, Walter Payton, you know, I am the GOAT. I'm the greatest athlete of all time. And right there, Cam Newton's freaking slow release is killing me. And so he gets a sack. Just puts me behind the sticks at 2nd and 19. Hit him up in the flats to make it 3rd and 8. And nothing's open. And look at this cheese. I got so lucky. I was like, well, I'm just going to eat the sack right here. Move over just one step, hoping to break the sack, and I do. And then Chris Matthews just breaks off from the sideline to the middle of the field, and he was just wide open for the touchdown. And we take a 14-10 lead. As I was saying earlier, man, I had trouble for the majority of this game stopping this guy's run. I haven't had an issue stopping somebody's run in quite some time. I had to actually get out of one of my main run defenses to get to a second run D as the game goes on. But you know, I was kind of stubborn and did not get into, as I'm stuttering, did not get into that run D until sometime in the 4th quarter. As you'll see, I'll eventually start slowing down his run a little bit. But right now, Walter Payton, even if he gets hit at the line of scrimmage, is still falling forward for 4 yards. This man is tough to bring down. So I get my opponent to a 3rd and 6, and I had to guess kind of what he was running. And I was not thinking he was going to come out in the PA end around, and so I wasn't in a good defense for that. It made me pay. And then I knew he was going to run that counter to the left. I ran commit left. However, my opponent did a really nice cutback, and I kind of got stuck on the opponent's offensive line, so I couldn't make a play on the ball. Right here, I got a pretty decent return. Now, I got a couple really big chunks of yards right here, so I'm like, well, I can't really waste the clock, so I'm going to just try to score fast. Going out of bounds right there at the 15-yard line. Looks like nothing's open, and was able to make a nice little move, cut to the outside, and score with Cam Newton. I'm telling you, having a mobile quarterback, it can really get you out of some tough situations, and it paid off right there to have, you know, not a Peyton Manning or that really good Tom Brady card, but having, you know, somebody with the 92 speed. And whew, look at Sherman. You know, I'm always putting him on I'm always manning him up, moving him to the inside, and finally it paid off, and where he was able to get a good animation and make it a 4th down. However, my opponent hits me up with an angle route, so it's 1st and 10 at the 2-minute warning as I'm I'm up by 4. You know, hitting him up with some new defense, some new run D, and you know, he was able to get a nice little 6-yard gain right there. And then boom, that's exactly what I wanted from 3rd and 1. So now he has to execute 4th and 3. I'm looking for a drive out play. And then he hits me with the slant route, and he had the worst, I'm telling you, the worst animation right there. I feel bad for my opponent. I was like, man, I'm sorry, my friend. But then EA decides to bail my opponent out by hitting him up with a fumble. Like, come on, Dick is not going to fumble. He's a 99 overall player. No need to fumble that ball, man, to get the first down and ice the game. However, I've been playing some really good defense right here. Got a couple sacks on him to make it 4th and long. Once I got him out of his game plan on this last drive, I was able to definitely lock him up with the pressure. And right here, just swat away the face catch and get the W. He's going to end up just quitting out. I wish he would just have let me kneel off the ball. But definitely hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't. And go to MaddenTurf.com for any tips and strategy guides. See you on the sticks.